All right, let's jump right into this. We're about to explore a pretty unique idea from our source material. The concept that the prophets Isa, who you may know as Jesus, and Muhammad weren't just separate messengers, one after the other. Instead, what if they were two essential parts of a single cosmic design, working in perfect, incredible balance?
And that brings us to the big question for this whole explainer. Are we looking at two completely distinct missions? Or are Isa and Muhammad actually two reflections of one single divine light? The model we're about to unpack proposes an answer that honestly might just change how you see their entire stories.
So the core idea here is that their missions are mirrored. Think of them as two halves of a single divine expression. It's not about them being sequential, but totally complementary, like two perfectly balanced forces working together.
So how exactly are their missions mirrored? Well, according to this framework, Isa embodies divine knowledge. He's the unseen wave of truth, you could say. Muhammad, on the other hand, represents that truth put into action, the visible particle. It's a fascinating duality. One reveals the potential, and the other makes it a concrete reality.
Okay, so if they're connected, how does that work at a fundamental level? Well, this model introduces a kind of symbolic system, almost like a prophetic code. And this code doesn't just link Isa and Muhammad, it ties the entire line of prophets into one single continuous story. This code begins with what's called the 333 lineage, which is a direct reference to a Quranic verse. Now, this isn't just some family tree. It's seen as a spiritual conduit, a blessed tree that carries divine truth all the way through history. And get this, both prophets, even though they come from different branches, are said to emerge from this one single trunk. And here is the code itself. It's actually pretty simple. You have K for knowledge. That's the pure divine word. And you have R for righteousness. That's the tested, proven action. In this system, every single prophet carries a specific combination of K and R, and that's what defines their unique role in the whole divine plan.
So let's see how this map works out. Adam starts at K0R0, a state of pure, untested potential. After Abraham, the lineage splits. Ishmael's branch is tested, achieving R1, that's proven righteousness. Meanwhile, Isaac's branch becomes the carrier of K1, divine knowledge. So you see, they're separate but parallel paths, each perfecting one half of this divine equation.
So we've got these two distinct paths, right? Knowledge and righteousness. But how do they come together to form a single, unified structure? This is where the model gets really, really interesting.
Which brings up the obvious question. If they come from different branches, how in the world are their paths connected on one continuous journey? Well, the model proposes a really fascinating cosmological shape to solve this very puzzle.
The proposed solution is a Mobius strip. You know, that mind-bending loop with a single half-twist that gives it only one continuous side? Well, in this model, that single surface represents unified reality, containing both the path of light and its opposite, darkness. Everything is connected, and there's literally no way off the loop.
Now, on this cosmic loop, Isa and Muhammad are allies. They're on the same light side. But because of that half-twist, they end up facing different enemies. Isa, as knowledge, confronts the corruption of falsehood. And Muhammad, as righteousness, confronts the corruption of pride. They are fighting two different faces of the same ultimate adversary, Tagut.
This all leads us to the climax of their shared mission. How do these mirrored roles actually work together to complete and, importantly, seal a single, final, divine cycle for all of humanity?
And here you can see the perfect mirror in action. Isa's role is to reveal the word, to make it manifest in the world. He's the one who begins that final loop. Muhammad's role is to seal that word, delivering it as a complete and final book, the Quran. It's incredible. One opens the cycle and the other one closes it.
Yeah, you can think of it just like completing an electrical circuit. Step 1. Isa makes this divine knowledge tangible, real. Step 2. Muhammad preserves that knowledge in its final, sealed form. And step 3, together, their actions fulfill one single, unified mission, closing the prophetic cycle for good.
So, let's circle all the way back to our original question. Are Isa and Muhammad two separate prophets, or are they two absolutely essential reflections of a single source of light?
This Quranic verse is really the key to the model's conclusion. It describes God's reality as a singular light. So the logic follows. If there is only one light, then every single revelation that comes from it must just be an expression of that same single source.
And you know, the Quran itself seems to hint at this unified mission. I mean, you have Isa prophesying Muhammad's arrival. You have the book confirming the truths that came before it, not just replacing them. And then you have Muhammad's title, the Seal of the Prophets, which really suggests the completion of one single continuous message.
And that leaves us with this final image. Isa's mission to reveal the word and Muhammad's mission to seal it. They aren't two separate lights. They are two essential halves that come together to form the single, complete light of the final revelation.
So, we're going to end with this thought to chew on. If completing this one divine cycle required two perfect, mirrored reflections, one of pure knowledge and one of pure action, what does that tell us about the nature of truth itself? Maybe, just maybe, it suggests that truth is a reality so profound it has to be both known and lived to ever be truly complete.